First of all, Kate, how long have you been a vegetarian? All your life?
No, I haven't. It's about 5 years now.
And what made you decide in the first place?
Well, I think ever since I've been quite young, I've always felt not bad, but a bit guilty about eating meat, because the fact that animals are killed, and in a lot of cases in a very unnecessary way, you know, there's big exploitation on animals. And one day I just had a stew and tried to eat a bit of meat in the stew, and it was so raw that I just identified immediately with the fact that it was an animal, that this thing was alive and it had been killed for me to eat it. And I thought, no, I'm not into this. So I thought I'll become a vegetarian. And I didn't have a clue, you know, I had no idea what I could eat. All I knew was that people didn't eat meat or fish. And I used to eat a lot of chocolate, so I lived for the next week off chocolate and tea.
Well, that can't be very good.
Well, no, this is what I thought. So eventually, through meeting other friends that were vegetarians and books and things, I managed to get a diet together.
Good.
And it's fantastic because when I ate meat, I wouldn't touch vegetables. I hated them. But since I've become vegetarian, I'll eat nearly any vegetable, you know. So it's really broadened my diet.
Now, in front of us here, we've got some of your favourite vegetarian dishes. Is this the sort of typical food you'd serve if you had some friends coming round?
Yes, it is really. My sister-in-law, in fact, cooked this, and she's made a selection of salads, and probably what I'd do is just put it all in one, just make a big salad.
Yes.
But it is what I would cook, yeah.
Let's have a look at this one first. And this is vegetables. What sort of vegetables are in here?
Well, we've got carrots, mushrooms, tomatoes, onion and peppers.
And they're just sort of cooked in their own juices?
Yes, you did them just naturally. You can cook them in... You can even cook them in Marmite. That's like a good gravy substitute. And soy sauce is very good. All sorts of things.
That's going to be served with this?
Brown rice.
And how do you cook the brown rice?
It's very easy, really. You just boil it in water with salt.
That looks really nutty and crunchy.
It's wonderful. It's so good for you. You know, it's the real stuff.
Now, this here, what's this mixture? Because this really does look interesting.
Well, that's roasted sunflower seeds and sesame seeds, and they're in soy sauce.
I see. So you put a little bit of soy sauce just to give them a flavour and roast them. And how do you eat them?
Well, you can, like, just sprinkle them over salads, which is fantastic.
I see.
But in fact, it's quite nice by itself.
Yes.
Makes you feel a bit like a parrot, but they're really good.
And this here?
That's yoghurt with cucumber and chives on top, and it's got garlic in it.
And what would you serve that with?
You'd serve it with the salads, just put it over the salads or on the side to dip them in. It's very good with curries too.
This salad here, what's this one?
That's called a Waldorf salad, and I don't know if you've been watching 40 Towers.
Yes, they ran out of Waldorfs.
Yeah. Well, that's got Waldorfs in it.
I see.
Yeah.
But it looks like apples
and celery and walnuts.
Walnuts.
With mayonnaise.
Right.
That's fantastic, actually.
Yes, that looks lovely. And I notice you've got the skins on the apples. I like that in salads.
Well, there's so much natural goodness in the skins that you just throw away normally, and it's silly because there's half the goodness there.
And it also gives so much more colour.
I think so, yeah.
Yes. Now that looks very interesting, that one next door. What's in there?
Well, there's oranges, bean sprouts, lettuce and watercress.
And would you put a dressing on that?
You could do, yes. I personally don't tend to dress mine so much.
So you've just got the true flavour.
Yeah, I really prefer that. That's a very fresh salad, that one. It's very summery.
Lovely. And what's next door?
Well, this is yoghurt with honey.
And does that go with the fruit salad, or do you eat it separately?
Yes, it does. You could eat it separately, but it's obviously designed as like a cream.
What have you got in your fruit salad?
This is fresh fruit, which I think is the only way to make fruit salads. I can't believe that people make them out of tins. You know, it's so wrong.
No.
With something that my sister-in-law made up, you put concentrated apple juice in it.
Oh, that's good.
And it's fantastic because it soaks everything up and it's such a fruity taste.
And it saves using the dreaded sugar.
Yeah.
And you've got some nice hazelnuts in there that have been soaking in the juice, which must give it a nice crunchy texture.
Yeah, I think it's very good to put nuts in fruit salads. You can even put them in curries.
Yes.
There are things that I think people miss out because they think nuts are in chocolate, or, you know, there's a very selected area where you use nuts, and I think you can put them in anything.
I agree. And so you're quite happy with your vegetarian diet, so you'll go on being a vegetarian, will you?
I really hope so, yeah.
And you're quite into cooking now, I think.
Yeah, I love cooking. The only thing I find hard is getting the time. And also sometimes when I cook, I'll make like phone calls and that, so by the time I've come back off the phone, there's this sizzled thing sitting in the oven.
Yes, that's what cookery books never allow for.
No.
Anyway, thanks very much, Kate, for sharing all this with us.
Thank you, my pleasure. I hope people think about it, because I really do think there's a lot in vegetables. Thank you.